This is turning into a very long BetterHelp session. So I really want to focus because I've got to travel tomorrow and I've got one day to try and make some progress on my book. And my idea was I better start adding to my notes ideas. So I have a pad and I have a pen. I had a pen. I don't know what happened to my pen. Oh dear. There's a ballpoint. I had a nice one. So many things go missing. I lost another shirt. One of those nice warm American shirts that I got from Highlands Church. So my glasses. So I wanted to. VS Code is much better on Linux. It doesn't distract you. And I started with Lean, mathematics in Lean. I had the file open and I was browsing through this library or something, but I closed that. But look, this thing's still here. Why is that? What is this thing? I want this to go away. I don't want this on my screen right now. I don't want it on my screen now. I want to focus on another job. And usually there's I don't know, what do we do? It wants me to look at something, huh? So, groups and rings. Let's look in groups and rings. It won't go away. And it's saying tune your settings. This customizing your editor. Why? Why is that even a thing? Right? Because you might be blue-green colorblind and you might not want the keywords mixed up with something else. You might want red and green separated in the kind of semantic color space, but that applies to everything you use, doesn't it? And you might decide that you want a dark screen or light. There seems to be a thing at the moment about this. Rather than just turn the brightness down on your display. Isn't that an option? Oh, what is this supposed to do? Oh, up. So, color and taste and gamut and these are all. There's a whole space of concepts connected with that you really want to kind of be able to apply in lots of different places. Like when I finally get round to doing standard ML syntax representation or presentation of standard ML syntax in color, I want to be able to color code packages that is signatures. I want to be able to color code references according to which signature they're in. And I want the editor to be able to look into that and do that, and or at that kind of level. But I'm never going to be able to do that with VS Code. I did take a look at how it does it. It's all done by, it looks like just a mess of regular expressions that will never be able to parse the language. And we'll never, for example, we'll never be able to properly parse Moscow ML's anti-quotation mechanism. I did a lot of work on parsing that and colorizing it, because I wanted my colorizer for standard ML to work for whole proofs. And I got it to the point where it actually did quite a nice job on a whole proof. But the thing is, the whole parts were all just grey. But you really, if you have an anti-quote mechanism, you really need to apply the language within that. And that's the level that we need these things to work out. We don't need this stuff. Tune your settings. I mean, should we look at what they are? Laptop or screen. Well, let's just quickly navigate. Oh, screw that. I mean, this is just such a this is like having to look at your bank account to see how much money you've got in it. This is just such a fucking bore. Settings, get rid of this. Settings, commonly used, text editor, workbench, formatting, minimap, suggestions, files. They expect you to do all this before you've ever used it before. Come on. Let's see how mathematics in Lean does. Well, it's groups and rings. It starts with groups. Shouldn't it start with groupoids or magmas? Groups Lean. But this is just... So now I've clicked on that, haven't I? I click on it. Ah, there. What is that? I did my exam, that fantastic exam for groups in geometry at the Open University that I did, where they were asked a question on Sylov's theorem. So it does start monoids. What is... You see, now when I go to Wikipedia, when I start Firefox, now I'm triggered by that, and I'm back into all that other stuff. So can I start a new Firefox window? I say new window. Now which one is it going to save when I close when I close Firefox and restart it? Which set of tabs am I going to get? Never mind. Let's just search for a monoid group. Semigroups with identity. And a semigroup is a group without inverses, isn't it? In mathematics, a semigroup is a set together with an associative binary operator. Multiplicative. Semigroups may be considered a special case of magmas where the operation is associative or as a generalization of groups. So magma drops the associativity. Semigroup drops inverses. But if you think of it the other way, it starts with magmas, right? But they disappear from the picture when you don't know. Let's just check. I'd rather just look at the axioms. Yeah, a set with a binary operation that's associative. A semigroup is an associative magma. And a magma is a basic kind of algebraic structure. A set with a binary operation and it's closed. Only introduced the term for it in 1937. And that was at the time that category theory was being talked about. Oh, I don't know actually. 37, that's... it's just the Brandt groupoid. Heinrich Brandt, 1927. Influential books on semigroup theory, including Clifford and Preston in the 60s. Each groupoid in the sense of Hausmann and Orr. So there's some subtleties even once you get to this level. Isn't that amazing? A set equipped with a single binary, a set closed under a single binary operation already becomes nuanced. As soon as people start talking about it. The first thing this talks about after the definition is a morphism of magmas. A morphism of magmas is a function that maps a magma to a magma that preserves the operation. Well, it would. Otherwise, there's nothing else to say about these stupid little things. That's not very good, that there. That's cool. I hope Michael at T is enjoying this video. and I hope he's not having as much trouble working VS Code and finding the. So actually, let's go back to this. Oh, I don't know if I've adjusted the focus and it's wrecked now for when I point on my face. I don't know whether my phone's gone to fixed focus or something. But I wanted S3. S-Tech 3. Oh, Alt-Tab doesn't work if you've got a menu open. Why is that? I wanted to look at S-Tech 3. Oh, it's a document. Well, let's just look at it in here. It's gonna download it again, I think. Probably downloaded that from the web, but this I got this. Well, that's all right. Introduction and setup. So you need to look at the math archives. That's what I want to look at. Oh, this is the S-Tech viewer that I'm looking at this thing in now. Is it? That reference, that's confusing. If I click that, oh, nothing happens now. Math archive, look at that URL. It's very long. And that gives us the S-Tech viewer. That this is running on mathhub.info. And this was produced using S-Tech. And it's a kind of active document. And this stuff was all kind of scripted automatically by S-Tech. And if I hold it on Math Archives, that's yellow, so let's see what that does. I think that means it's a link. No. Don't know what yellow means. Maybe it means there's no such thing yet. But this is just looking up the symbol Math Archive. See, this is the problem I have. If you're on this doesn't work. And if I'm on, look, I moved this a tiny bit, and I jump. I don't know how many pages. There's no way of even knowing how many pages I've jumped. There's nothing else changing on there except the jump. And every now and then I can see a page number. But look how hard it is to position yourself in the document. So. And now, oh, okay, here. That looked like a Visual Studio Code. A symbol, that's what we just looked up. A symbol is a named concept that can be defined, documented, and referenced. So, like a monoid. No. I don't know. Or a magma. Mathematical constants, functions, theorems, statements, principles. Anything that has a somewhat precise meaning and can be referenced by a name can be a symbol. In the VS Code IDE, navigate to the STEC tab on the left. But you see now, how do I go down with down arrow? I can scroll up and down with down arrow. VS Code IDE. MATLAB info STEC. So maybe if I switch to VS Code and I close this lean theorem proving in lean, that's not what we're doing. But why can't, what is this thing? Why can't I get rid of this? What did I do to get it? Collapse folders. Explorer. Can I search? How do I look up? I've forgotten what it was I was looking up. What was it? I was looking up the IDE. And that's a link to Illinois. That's where we are. We're in Eugenia Cheng's kitchen. Eugenia, I can't do it. Search results are grouped into local and remote results. Local results are the ones you already have in your local MATLAB directory. Remote ones you can download directly from within the IDE. You can click on the... I moved it and I'm at page 15. And I've started on... I don't know, where did I start? I can't find it now. So let's go back into movie mode. I went to buy my bread at the co-op, and I made that co-op video, which is above this in my below this in my YouTube videos listing. And I talked to an interesting guy who used to be a junior technician, lab technician in biochemistry at the university, and he had mental health issues, and then they kept his job open for 3 months and fired him, but that was years ago. And he's obviously, I think he's been homeless or in some horrible shared accommodation situation, and now he's found himself a flat, and he's very happy. He's sorting himself out. He's bought himself a very nice waterproof jacket, and he eats lots of protein, and he advised me on my breakfast today. And I bought some bread, and I made that video, and then I went outside, had a conversation with a guy about solicitors and Britain and number one. And then a woman came and pretended to be a prostitute, and I need some help here. I need just some kind of stabilizing personal influence, and I don't want it to be my flatmate downstairs or the guy here next door who's must be a friend of Marcus's, or should be. You two would get on like a house on fire. But I'm all over the place. I've got ADHD. I can't get anything done. If there are two of you and you're sitting together working on something, you can kind of figure it out. And I mean, I know that maybe that's what Florian and I were doing remotely from Bolivia to here, but apparently we can't do it locally. We can only do it globally. It's a global mathlib, not a local mathlib. Why is that, Michael Attia? People keep suggesting that I get legal advice about something, but I don't know what. What do I get legal advice about? About people being murdered by the CIA in Cambridge? You know, NSA contractors being murdered? Or what do I do? My father never, when I wrote that package, he knew I'd done a lot of work. He knew how many months of work I'd done to write that regular expression library in 1990. I basically got back from Russia and I spent 3 months just doing nothing but that. And it's the best code I've ever written in my life. I'd really like to see it again. But the situation at my house with my parents got so bad, I needed some money. I sold my computer, and I think I went to South Africa and tried to set up a tourism business. Tried to set up an eco-tour business. And that was when I met Lisa D'Souza. And that's why when Nick Cave mentioned on the Red Hand files that somebody said that what gives them joy is golf, and that it brought him to tears. But not me. Lisa D'Souza had a lovely little golf, and she gave me a lift. And then she went and picked up a hoinky from some place near the Singing Kettle. She's lovely. I wonder where she is. She was the entertainment manager at the Beacon Island Hotel. Before that, she used to work for a bookkeeper. But she was broke. She was bankrupt like me. Neither of us had any money. You know, her family was kind of Portuguese. She spoke Afrikaans more than I spoke English, and we just didn't get it together, did we, Lisa? We really fucked up. We were each other's ticket, but we didn't have any money. I'd like to see you again. I don't know how do we meet up? Should we say let's hang out every Sunday morning out on the lawn by the rocks on the side facing, not Roberg Beach, but the other side, every Sunday. Let's make it about 10 o'clock. And then maybe we'll bump into each other. How about that? I can't tell you which Sundays. I'm going to find out soon. Bye-bye.